Chapter 3, Business Environment. So, in the dimensions of business environment, we have discussed one of the environment is economic environment. So, we are going to discuss in this video about economic environment in India broadly. The economic environment in India consists of various macro level factors, not micro level, macro level factors related to the means of production and distribution of wealth. You know what's the meaning of production? It's entirely based on agricultural oriented, and distribution of wealth depends upon the demands and needs of the customer. The produced goods will be distributed, that wealth should be distributed to the people, so it will make an impact on business and industry. Stage of economic development of the country, like pre-independence and post-independence. So step by step our Indian economy is developing, and the economic structure in the form of mixed economy. So definitely government alone cannot satisfy entire population's demand. So government giving some liberalization techniques for the private hand also. So India's economy is mixed economy, both private and government will be there, and they are providing services to meet out demand in the country. And economic policies and economic reforms in the country, including industrial and monetary and fiscal policies, the government makes favor for the country to develop. Government is framing some rules and regulations, some policies favor for industries and India's economical growth, and even tax systems, tax slab rates also, everything. And government is planning everything, economic planning, like every year, annual planning or 5-year plans. Now Niti Aayog. So government is planning favor for the nation's development and so on. So economic indices like national income and per capita income and distribution of income or rate and growth of GNP, gross national product, and per capita income, disposal of personal income, and rate of savings and investments in India's and export and import. So everything, all the factors will be included in macro level economic in India. You have studied about this all the topics very clearly in economics, but anyway, I will try to explain one by one. Economic indices, Nifty, Sensex, and populous growth of the nation, and per capita income per head, how much they are earning, national income in the country, what is the total amount of income and net amount of income, and from that how much people is saving and investing, and value of import and export, and balance of payments which is related to import and export in the nation. And each and every nations wanted to develop infrastructural facilities such as like financial institutions, banks, and mode of transportation, three modes of transportation that and communication facilities also. At present we are using 4G technologies. So these all are the country's development in India. And there are two step-by-step development: pre-independence, during independence, and post-independence, like stages of development of economy in India. And government is a mixed economy. They are following both private and public. They are satisfying people's demand in India, and they are making some policies favor for industries, and planning systems like annual planning and year plan, that is an annual plan, and financial planning they are using. Apart from that, Niti Aayog 5-year plans, next 5 years what they are going to implement in the country and people's development and economic development. So yeah, whatever the factors they are dealing, that will affect economics, Indian economy. Now corona came. It's the biggest disease in the world. So it spoiled all over all the countries economy, even India's economy also. It's fallen down up to 40 percentage. And the measurement scales like indices, economic indices, per capita income, and people's savings and investments, import and export procedures, and balance of payments. So everything is a factors which is affecting a country's economy, isn't it? And infrastructural factors like mode of transportations, banking, financial institutions, and the communication system also. So these all are easily you could understand that. Business enterprise in India do realize the importance and the impact of economic environment on their working. So business enterprise in India Definitely they will realize the importance of impact of economical environment in India. While they are working, what is the economic condition, what's the demand, and depends upon the demand they will supply their product, and how to beat the competition in the market they will scrutinize these all the activities. Almost all companies reports presented by their chairperson devote considerable attention to the general economic environment prevailing in the country and an assessment of its impact on their companies. You could see that Ambani's annual general report. So likewise, almost all company's report will be presented by the chairperson of the company, right? Mukesh Ambani will present their reports. 76 lakhs crores their business, and they are going to invest in fiber, geo fiber. Before 4G geotechnology, now geo fiber. So like these new schemes will be announced by them, and because of their company, how our country is grown up, and how much percentage of the people is recruited by the company, by their company, and how that company helps to the Indian economical development. So they will scrutinize this all the reports, and they will present that annual general meeting or public meeting. Then the economic environment of business in India has been steadily changing, mainly due to the governmental policies. So government policies they are framing and they are implementing. So depends upon that business and economical environment policies will change. That is time that policies will be framed and implemented by the government, and depends upon that industrial and business sectors will change. During independence and before independence and after independence, our economical development and change is tremendous. So let's discuss about it. At the time of independence, the main economy was mainly agricultural and rural in character. That agricultural is the base product of our nation. Nearly 80 percentage, sorry, 70 percentage of working populations are employed in agricultural, and almost 85 percentage of people lived in rural area during independence time. Now migrated people is migrated from rural to urban area, urbanization. So you could discuss, and you have better knowledge about economic. Till today we are depending upon that agricultural oriented sectors in India. But G7 countries or G8 countries, top 8 countries in the world, isn't it? They are industrialized nation in the world. Because of their industries, they are grown. So that's why we liberalized some policies, some restrictions in our country. So because of that, a foreign company came to India and they have started their manufacturing unit in India, and we gave some free assistance to them, like availability of raw material and cheap laborers, tax relaxations and electricity facilities and industrial estates given by the Indian government. Like LPG we will discuss in this topic very clearly. Liberalization, privatization, globalization. At present you are studying in grade 12 about LPG concept in economic also. At present India somewhat developed, that we are in developing stage, still in developing stage. Before independence, our country entirely depends upon the agricultural industries, and East Indian companies they ruled India, and they extracted many things from India. They only constructed bridges, roads, and railway transport and everything. Why they have constructed that? The meaning of construction, the purpose of constructed that modes of transportation in India. Come to the topic. At the time of independence, the Indian economy was mainly agricultural and rural in character. During independence time, we depends only agricultural, not other industrial sectors, isn't it? And most of the people lived in rural area where agriculture will do the production activities will be happen in rural area. And about 70 percentage of the working populations was employed in agriculture, like farming industries, daily wages, land. Near about 85 percentage of entire population lived in villages side only, like rural areas. So nearly 15 percentage only live urban town areas. Production was carried out using irrational low productivity technology. That step by step our India's population is developed. During independence time only 40 crores, but now 130 plus crores. See, we need more and more demand because we need more agricultural product for consumptions. But before we used 70% of India's land, especially for agricultural. But now agricultural is reduced. India become somewhat industrial country because of the FDI, foreign direct investments. They came to India, make in India movement. Many industries came to India, and agricultural becoming the rural real estate nowadays. Even that the farm forest place also is extracting the real estate. So we people thought about that HYV seeds, high yield variety seeds, because demands are high. Likewise, surplus also we have to make high. We have to equalize in it. So in that sense, we used HYV seeds. Production was carried out using irrational, low productivity technology that time. So we depends upon the HYV seeds. With the help of that, we satisfy the people's demand. And the communicable diseases were widespread. Mortality rates were high. This was no good public health system. So nowadays, medicine wise, India has developed. Many doctors in India, and to compare with during independence time, now somewhat developed in health oriented systems in India. But that time widespread, which was widespread communicable diseases. So now we are generally speaking coronavirus. This also communicable diseases. From one person to other person, it will spread. So it's a communicable diseases. So these kind of diseases were spread. So because of that, many people died, and we are not having very good health system in India to get overcome from the diseases. So India faced so many consequences after independence, because after independence we have no rules and regulations like constitutions, and peoples depends upon that agriculture only, and many of them are illiterate. So we framed that 5 year plans from 1950 onwards, 51 first onwards. So many 5 year plans, now 17th I think so. So these many 5 year plans we have implemented for people's development, country's economical development and everything, and infrastructural has developed to compare with the independent stage, and even productivity of agricultural seeds also developed. We did many research in it, and we make that HYV seeds, high yield variety seeds, with the help of that, and people are educated at present to compare with during independence time. Only 40 lakh people are educated in India, but now you think almost entire India is educated. And diseases, many diseases cured with the help of advanced medicine technologies in India, with the help of Ayurvedic and Siddha. Some more diseases are there that all over the world, all the countries are severely suffered by coronavirus. Still, we are researching about that. To compare with the earlier, now many of them got opportunities, employment opportunities. They are having own industries, own business. At least they are having SSI, small scale industries, and government also opened the gateway for them. LPG, liberalization, privatization, globalization. We will discuss about it in this topic very elaborately about that. In order to solve the economic problems of our country, the government took several steps, including control by the state of certain industries, central planning, and reduced the importance of the private sector. The main objectives of India's development plans were, before government gave freedom for private sector, India's economy is mixed economy, private and government. Both will satisfy the human needs in India. Okay, in this sense, the private sector, the industries try to control the states in India. So that time, government get back from privatization. So government wanted to reduce the importance of private sector. So the very basic industries wanted to construct by the government, and government has to improve people's quality and from poverty. Wanted to increase people's lifestyle, standard of living, and reduce unemployment in India and poverty even. And the government wanted to be a self-reliant. So government don't wanted to depends upon other country and industries even. And government wanted to eliminate that inequalities in India, and mans are exploited by a man. Government wanted to implement socialist pattern also in India. So one by one we can discuss. Initiate rapid economic growth to raise the standard of living, reduce unemployment and poverty. So government wanted to increase the standard of living in India. So people's growth and what's the meaning of standard of living? People should not depend upon others. They have to be self-reliant and very well educated, and they are employed even. And apart from that, based with the emphasis on heavy and basic industry. And apart from that, reduce unemployment and poverty. What is the meaning of unemployment? The educated people, they didn't get any employment opportunities equal to their education, their qualification. That is unemployment and poverty. Even in India, nearly 20 percentage of entire population is in the under poverty line. They are being as poverty people. We are eliminating poverty from 1950 onwards with the help of that 5-year plans. So step by step it is eliminating. We are discussing in 5-year plan, even in annual plan also. Each and every year we are allotting some fund to recover the people from poverty stage, even scheduled tribe people, and even especially Northeast Indians. Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, Chhattisgarh, Uttarakhand. So especially these from 8 state people are being in poverty stage, even under poverty line also they are. And India wanted to be a self-reliant. So India don't want to depend upon any industries and other country also. So what are the basic items, basic essential products need to the human? That kind of industries India wanted to start and run from the public sector's side itself. So they don't want to depend upon that private sector. At the same time, they have to fulfill humans' want also and needs. So that is impact of 7 PSUs in India. Sale, gain, likewise. 7 public sector units were started in India, and successfully it is running by the Indian government public sector, and it is Maharatna companies and Triratna companies in India, isn't it? And reduce inequalities of income and wealth. In India, inequality is the greatest disease of the nation. All the people should be treated equally, and they should not be treated depends upon their sex and caste systems and their income and wealth. So all are equal in India. All Indians are brothers and sisters. All will be treated equally in India. Try to adapt, and India try to adapt socialist pattern also. So people should not be extracted by another one man. Man should not be extracted by another man. So socialist pattern, everybody will be equal, and depends upon their work that salary will be given. Whether the private industries are started and running, at the same time government also, they are framing so many constitutions and amendments also. Each and every year will be um, amended by Indian constitution systems. So depends upon that. By chance, if a man is working for a private industry, and private industry is exploiting more work from him, but they are not ready to give perfect salary to the man, so in that sense he can file a complaint against that industry. So as per Indian constitution, that is a punishable one. In accordance with the economic planning, the government gave a lead role to the public sector, especially for infrastructural oriented, has taken by the public sector, and private sector broadly given the responsibilities of developing consumer goods industries. So consumer goods industries, consumable oriented items every day what we are using, so that kind of products are manufactured by private industries, but infrastructural and other items will be taken over by the government alone, because we have discussed already, some industries were trying to control the states. You know that East Indian companies, they continuously occupied many states in India. For the result, they ruled our entire nation. We are ruled by them. So government reduced the importance of private sector in India, and instead of that, government imposed several restrictions, rules and regulations, and controls against private industries in India. These controls were implemented after 1950s, but in the year 1991, we have to satisfy humans' need in India, and develop the infrastructural facility in India. We forced to give LPG in India. Liberalization, privatization, globalization. In the year 1991, it was It was a Narasimha Rao's government. So that time Manmohan Singh was the finance minister of India. So he given that policies favor for the nation FDI, foreign direct investment, and we entirely depends upon that mixed economic in India. Both private and public's hand should be there. And in 1991, the company faced a serious foreign exchange crisis, high government deficit, and a rising trend of prices despite bumper crops. So they have taken decision favor for the nation in the year 1991, and they relaxed so many rules and regulations. With the help of that, many industries came to India. They have started and run their industries in India. We got an employment opportunities, and FDI, foreign direct investments, came to India. We gave some industrial facilities for the people who wanted to start and run the business in India. FDI, foreign direct investment. For that, India introduced the policy, new industrial policy in the year 1991 July. So as the result, the government reduced the number of industries under compulsory licensing to 6. So government did disinvestment on public industries, free hand for private industry. Many of the industries reserved for the public sector under the earlier policy were de-reserved, which means before, especially for government, it was reserved in the earlier system, but now it is withdrawn, which means they are welcoming private hand. So disinvestment of public enterprises and private enterprises is took over that, and the role of the public sector was limited only to four industries of strategic importance, which is very important to the people. So that kind of industries are taken over by the public companies, and they withdrawn the public investments, and instead of that they are welcoming FDI, foreign direct investments. So disinvestment was carried out in case of many public sector industrial enterprises. In, so disinvestment they did, and the policy towards foreign capital was liberalized. Policy towards foreign capital was liberalized. Before it was restricted, but now the rules and regulations are liberalized. The share of foreign equity participation was increased, and in many activities 100% of foreign direct investment was permitted. So before and all only 49% or 50% they permitted, but now 100% entirely can owned by the foreign company, and they can start and run the company in India. The government will not take charge anything against FDI. So they liberalized rules and regulations. It is favor for private hand. So voluntarily, many private industries from various countries they have started and run the industries in India for our economical development. But deal, they don't worry about our economy. They wanted to make profit for them. So we people, we framed a strategy to gain our economy, and especially that employment opportunity to the people. If foreign companies started and running the company in India, cheap laborers are available in India, and many of them will be recruited by them. So we thought with the help of industry only India can attain the very good level and infrastructure facility also. So automatic permissions was now granted for technology agreements with foreign companies. We are using foreign technologies like German technologies, equipments, and Japanese technology. But before we used our domestic technologies only. So with the help of the arrivals of other countries' technology, India is using multi-countries technologies at present. We are using mobile phone, computer, and other electronical devices also for our consumption. And apart from that, in manufacturing unit also we are using different countries' technologies. And foreign investment promotions board, which means FIPB, was set up to the promote and channelize foreign investment in India. When they have introduced in the year of June, in the month of June and 1991, that was Narasimha Rao government. Who was the financial minister? Manmohan Singh. So that time only they have implemented this FDI in India, and they liberalized many rules and regulations favor for private hand, and government did disinvestment. So instead of that, government welcoming private hand in India, government entirely depends upon that mixed economy in it. Government and private hand together can increase and grow the nation, develop the country. Before India was self-reliant, but India couldn't satisfy all the people in India, right? Isn't it? So in that sense, government wanted to give a private hand. So private can comes to India, and with the help of public and private, we can fulfill people of India's need and demand and everything. In essence, this policy has sought to lib- liberate industry from the shackles of the licensing system, which means liberalization, and drastically reduce the role of the public sector. And so, if we reduce the public sector's role, that is privatization, and encourage foreign private participations in India's industrial development, which means it's a globalization.